So I'm going to be doing a bit of a story time thing, I guess. So this is going to be about my really weird, crazy stories from Asia. I've just been on a massive trip around, well, not massive, but I went around Asia for 2 months with one of my friends. We went to, where did we go? We started off in Singapore, Phuket, Phi Phi Islands, back to Phuket, Hong Kong, Vietnam, so Ho Chi Minh for a few days, and then we did Bali, Bangkok, back to Phuket, Phi Phi Islands, then across to Krabi. Then lastly we did Kuala Lumpur, so in Malaysia. And then back to Perth for a week. And then I headed off again, and now I'm in Salzburg in Austria. So I just thought I'd do, a bit of story times of the weird, crazy stories that happened. We did some weird stuff. Like for instance, we blew up a paddling pool and took it everywhere to a bar. Anyway, first story is probably from day 1 of the trip. And this is probably the weirdest, craziest story. It's about a hula hoop, Gardens by the Bay in Singapore, and Tinder. Sounds a bit strange, yeah. So, story goes, so we'd spent, a lovely day, spent the whole day in Universal Studios. It was amazing. Then it started raining in the evening, or late afternoon, so unfortunately we didn't get to go on the Jurassic Park ride, but oh well, we did the rest of it. I'll go back again one day. So we left there. Oh yeah, the prequel to the story is we went to catch a train. Well, we had a tour guide kind of with us, our friend from Perth, so we were living with him. So he left us after Universal Studios, so this is the first independent, only us part of the trip, so we thought, okay, here we go, what can go wrong? First thing happens, we get off Sentosa Island, go back into Singapore, decide to go catch a train, and my friend got her arm stuck in a door, so we didn't realise they're not like the trains back home in Perth where you hear the beeping so you just run for it, you quick go and jump on just before the doors close. So we decided to run for it. She just got on and her arm got stuck in the door, and there are 2 doors in Singapore trains, so there's the actual train door and then there's the glass, like the sliding door that separates the train from the platform. So she got her arm stuck in there. I wasn't even on the train yet, so I'm standing there, trying to pull the door apart, pulling the sliding door and the train apart. So both of our arms are there stuck, we're attacking this train, there's beeping going on, and the train can't move because, we're there basically breaking the train. This lady comes up to us and starts yelling at me for, stopping the train. I was going, well, do you want the train to move with someone's arm stuck out the window? Like, train's not going to work if someone's arm's stuck in the door. You can't really drive a train with someone's arm flying out the door, can you? So, up to you. What do you want? Do you want the train to sit there, or the train to go with an arm flying out the door? Anyway, so we finally got her arm out. I got on the next train, and of course we couldn't call. We had no Singaporean SIM or anything, so I just had to hop on the next train and hope for the best, hope that she'd got off at the next station. Thankfully she did, so we managed to find each other again. First exciting thing of the trip, yep, day 1. Now to the big story. So we decided after that to wander around a bit, went to the shopping centre, went to watch some light show, and then we went to Gardens by the Bay. Now, so we looked at this at night. For those of you who've been to Singapore, I'm sure you know, or know about Singapore, I'm sure most of you know about Gardens by the Bay. It's like the big, what are they called? The super trees. So they're these big tree-like installations. And then they light up at night, so they look really cool at night and also during the day as well. Anyway, we went to have a look at them. And yeah, so my friend, she's a hula hooper, so she takes her hula hoops all around the world with her and does hula hoops at, like landmarks around the world. So we did one at Gardens by the Bay, and yeah, so as we're doing this, I was just taking pictures, waiting for her. We're just sitting on the path, she's throwing her hoops in the air, just mucking around, and yeah, she threw a hoop up in the air. Lo and behold, it landed in a bamboo tree. Really high bamboo tree, right at the top. So, oh dear, what do we do? It's about 10 PM at night, there's no one around. There are about $200 fines, or 2,000, I can't remember. But anyway, there was a big fine for, breaking or damaging slightly a tree. So even if you break a little branch off a tree, there's a big fine for it. So of course the only logical way, we didn't know this at first, we just assumed, oh, let's go and do the logical thing, you know, shake the tree as much as we can in hopes that this hoop's going to fall out of this really tall bamboo tree. So there she is, shaking the tree, we're both attacking it. Then later on decided to Google it. Oh, actually, yeah, it's 200 or whatever. It's a big fine if you break a tree. She's been fully going for it, fully attacking it, like here's a video. Anyway, yeah, so we're thinking, alright, what do we do? We've still got all these, so she has travel hoops, you know, you can attach them together. So we thought, we've got a lot of hoops, maybe if we attach them all together, try and do it in the particular way so they go straight. Or if you stick them together somehow, tape them together. But of course we're in the middle of Gardens by the Bay at night, had no idea where we were, how to get to a shop to get duct tape or anything. So we're thinking, alright, what do we do? How do we tape them together? We're in the middle of Singapore, we don't know where we are, we couldn't contact anyone. Finally we managed to turn on some internet on my friend's phone though, and we contacted our friend asking for help.
So if you could assemble about 5 or 4 selfie sticks and some duct tape and please head to Gardens by the Bay, that would...
So he couldn't make it unfortunately, and I don't think he owned any selfie sticks or duct tape. Found out later he actually did have about 5 rolls of duct tape. So we decided our last resort was Tinder. Neither of us had an account or had ever used Tinder, but we thought worth a shot. That's what it's used for, finding people. So of course, here we go, turn on the internet, let's make a Tinder account. This is on my friend's dad's phone that she was borrowing. Anyway, I'm sure she deleted the app later. So creates an account, no pictures whatsoever. In the bio description box, hi, we're stuck in the middle of Gardens by the Bay in Singapore. Anyone up for an adventure? We need someone to come along and help us get a hula hoop out of a tree. That's pretty much the description, something along the lines of that. No pictures or anything or description of who we were. We were just basically hoping there was a slight chance that there was some mad person who, you know, decided they wanted to come along to Gardens by the Bay at about midnight to help some crazy girls from Australia get a hula hoop out of a bamboo tree. As you do. So we're scrolling along, you know, swiping through literally everyone, and then there's a few people responding, you know, like, oh, I'll come and meet you tomorrow. Oh, what are you doing? Can we meet tomorrow? No, we're not here to make friends tomorrow. We literally need someone right now to be crazy enough to come along to Gardens by the Bay with duct tape, selfie sticks, a long stick, a pole, a ladder, something that can help us get this hula hoop out of a bamboo tree. So we didn't have much luck for a while, then all of a sudden, yeah, we got a message from this guy who was, what was it, about an hour away? So we offered the person ice cream, by the way, so we said, if you come and help us, we'll get you an ice cream, you know, we'll shout you an ice cream afterwards. So yeah, we got this message from this guy who was an hour away, said he does anything for free food and he's up for an adventure. So yeah, he jumped in a cab, went to the shop and got some duct tape for us and said he was on his way. So he took a while, but you know, it was an hour away, had to go to the shop first. But yeah, we were thinking, right, great, this is cool, you know. We got someone who's willing to come down to Gardens by the Bay and help us get a hula hoop out of a tree. So yeah, we were waiting for a while, you know, just passing the time, doing stupid photo shoots. Eventually we contacted our friend who we were staying with again, and him and his friend came down and found us. Yeah, you know, we'd been waiting here for hours. We'd been here about 3 hours, no one had walked past. Well, we'd had a few people walk past and they'd offered to help, but you know, they're thinking, what are these crazy girls doing? They don't know what's going on, so they couldn't really help. Yeah, so finally, just out of the blue, we just hear a whistle in the distance, and yeah, it's our friends coming along to find us. So they found us and they got there, and then we tried everything we could think of to get this hoop out of the tree. You know, they're thinking, what the heck are we doing? Why have we been dragged out of our house at midnight to go and help these two girls get a hoop out of a tree? You know, they're probably thinking, why on earth are we offering to put these two girls up? So, you know, we're doing everything. We're shaking the tree. There's our friend who lives in Singapore who knows the fines, giving it a big shake, using other parts of branches that we'd found to get the hoop out of the tree. I hope no one from the Singapore Council ever watches this. Don't worry, if you are, we didn't break any trees, don't worry. So yeah, we're trying everything from shaking the trees, trying to get it out with another hoop, throwing up other pieces of hoop. Wasn't the best idea. Anyway, to try and get them out. And then we ended up, doing 2 high, so having each other stand on each other's shoulders. Almost got it, was so close, but wasn't working. Next minute, we looked over in the distance and we saw, poking out of the bushes, a giant ladder. Someone was walking through Gardens by the Bay with an enormous ladder. So of course, naturally, 2 of my friends, they ran off after them to try and get them and left me and the other girl behind. As they ran off to find this ladder, we saw someone walking towards us with 2, 2-meter long enormous poles and a bag of 6 rolls of duct tape. Of course, we didn't know who it was at first. We just thought, oh yeah, hi. Just some random walking along with 2 poles and a bag of duct tape. And then it clicked, you're the one we were talking to on Tinder who'd come to help us. Oh, great. We've just found a ladder. We probably don't need you anymore, but cool, thanks. Thanks for trying. Anyway, the others got back with the ladder and that was a little awkward. But we managed to eventually, use the ladder and one of the sticks. Finally got the hoop out. Hooray! Praise the Lord. We got it out and yeah, started talking to this guy. Now, he wasn't quite all there, I guess. Oh, he was a nice guy, but he was just a little bit strange. It was alright. The thing that we didn't understand was this guy, first of all, he had a bit of a strange Tinder profile, There was all these dogs following him, had speech bubbles coming out of their mouth, and anyway, Tinder profile was a bit strange. Said he lived an hour away. Just liked going on adventures, random adventures with random people he didn't know, okay, from Tinder. And got in a cab in Singapore, which is expensive. Went to the shop to buy duct tape. We only needed a bit of duct tape and he brought 2 big poles, so for then you only need a little bit of duct tape to attach 2 thin poles together. He bought 6 rolls of duct tape, 2 of each. Logic. Said he does anything for free food because he is poor. Where on earth is the logic? Came from an hour away, in a cab, in Singapore, bought 6 rolls of duct tape when we only needed 1. I'm poor, I do anything for ice cream. Gets better. So of course we had to get our friend who we were staying with to drive us all to an ice cream shop to get him some ice cream, because we promised him ice cream. Got there and realised, great, we don't have any money. Can you pay? So, of course, we awkwardly had to ask him to pay for us, which was just like the best part of the story. There's me and my friend I was travelling with, and then the 2 friends we were staying with, and him. So we had to buy 5 ice creams. Don't worry, I actually did find money eventually afterwards, so we paid him back. But that was a good night, that was a good day. And that was day 1 of the trip, so we're thinking, that was day 1. That was night 1, first night of our trip. How can it get worse? What else can happen? But yeah, so for the rest of the trip we were trying to outdo that story, to beat it, to make something even better, even weirder. But we couldn't find anything, so I'm pretty sure that was probably the best story. Later on there might have been a better story actually, towards the very end of the trip. That was good. But I will get to that story eventually. I'm gonna do 1 week at a time, anyway, that's the end of the story, pretty much. Went back, went to bed, packed. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed that crazy story and my terrible in front of the camera skills. But yeah, cool. I hope that was alright, and I look forward to doing more videos and getting this uploaded soon as possible. Auf Wiedersehen!